Want to hear a joke?
Oh, I think we've heard quite enough of your jokes.
What do you get when you cross a relatable character and a decent plot?
No, that's enough.
For some reason, you get a really underwhelming movie with subpar moments. It's a meme though, so it's fun. So I'm gonna do what's good about the movie first. And there's a decent amount, honestly. Me and my friends left the movie theater satisfied. I'd also say the humor in the movie was pretty good, and great moments were made, especially the midget and the lock. But it killed a little bit of the mood too sometimes. I'd say the cinematography was pretty good, and definitely left a couple scenes making them seem scary. And I mean, Phoenix does a pretty good job. So, what's bad about this movie then? A lot of people have been giving it a lot of praise, and I don't think it actually deserves what it's been getting. The movie seems really awkward, and I'm not just talking about certain scenes being drawn out, but the pacing. I mean, the Joker is really only in the last 15 minutes of the movie. Other than that, it's really slow build up to him killing a couple people and then killing another important person. I think the Murray scene is extremely cool, but it's also extremely unrealistic. Like when the Joker says he killed the 3 guys on the subway, the show would instantly be turned off and he would be arrested. Like even after the bad joke they let the Joker tell, I don't think he would be allowed to stay on the show after that. Not like he'd be arrested, but he would just be kicked off the show. It's not like a suspension of disbelief, not like Star Wars where there's noise in space so the movie's interesting. The Joker establishes that this is a realistic 1980s and this would never happen. And it kills the movie from already being killed by the pacing. And I really don't like it. I think, like, you really slowly build up to this scene, and this scene's supposed to have a really cool payoff, and it does. I think killing Murray is cool, but it's not a realistic payoff, and I don't think that the movie's climax is actually that satisfying. Now, and I watched the last scene again, and it was theorized that the whole movie was fake. If this was true, this movie would lose all quality. Yeah, it would show that Arthur's insane, but like, why? The movie seems to gain nothing from the Joker's backstory if that's true. He does kill the lady, so in the scene the Joker, he is the Joker, but like without the whole makeup. So yeah, I don't know. I think it defies if the story just happened actually, but yeah. If it does, I wasted my time. The movie was good and somewhat interesting, and if it was all part of his imagination, then it ruins his character. Because his motivation to kill would be fake. And although it's real to him, it's fake to the audience. But I don't really think this is ever going to be built upon. The next thing big that's wrong with the movie is the Waynes. And I want to say this, movies can't and usually shouldn't be made about side characters. Most of the time, the side characters aren't interesting and their stories aren't good. Now, yeah, Solo, it works because Han Solo is actually a cool character. But because this is a different take on the Joker, it doesn't work without the Waynes. But it also doesn't work with the Waynes. I think the Bruce Wayne father storyline is very forced and definitely could have been played better. I'm not even sure. I mean, I don't think Thomas Wayne was his father, but it's like really awkward if that's true or not. But the Waynes don't have to be in the movie. The Joker's origin story is fine without Batman, but it was put in there so that it could be related, but like it ruined the story a little bit because they focused on it too much. I mean, we're given the cool scene with the Joker standing and started dancing on the car with all his new followers, and it's cut right before that and of the killing of Thomas and Wayne. Like, it kills the moment. The final thing I have wrong with this is actually not with the movie. This is more about the reaction. People are comparing this movie and this Joker to other ones, and it can't and really shouldn't be compared. Yes, you can compare Heath Ledger to Jared Leto. That's because they're both Joker villains of Batman, and are both attempting to be comic book recreations. This Joker is not. This is not the Joker. This is just Joker. And that might not seem like a lot, but this is not the villain the audience is making it seem. He isn't an extremely smart genius like the Dark Knight one. I mean, he's obviously dumb. There's a whole scene where he just walks into an exit door. Like, he isn't a mob lord like we've seen in past Jokers. And my last point, this Joker needed to work without the Waynes and needed to work without Batman for it to be good. And it doesn't, because, or at least the story doesn't allow him to. The story makes it seem as though the Joker is nothing without Batman, which ruins the point of the film. But I do want to say one thing. If you compare this to Heath Ledger's, no, Heath Ledger's is a great Joker, and this does not stand up to it at all. But it's not fair to connect them because, again, it's a completely different character. This is a clown that happened to start killing. In the other ones, especially Heath Ledger's, he's a killer who dresses like a clown. Again, might not seem like a big difference, but it's a lot when it comes to the story and a lot when it comes to the character. Yeah, so overall, I mean, it was a pretty decent movie. I enjoyed it, and I'm definitely not going to be seeing it again anytime soon. I mean, it was pretty decent, and I saw it. So I'm going to give it 2 clown heads out of 3.